Congressman, what do you make of the contrast between the two men's visit to the border? Was Biden's really just one big dog and pony show?
It was, as you know, this thing's been going on for so long with him. 3 years, 10 million people have come over the border. I'll tell you what's done it really is polling. In some areas, it's the most important issue. By something around 85% of the public believes that. And now he sees that, and his handlers, who literally are physically handlers of him now because of his cognizant state, I believe, he just cannot. He can't manage. And what they've done now is to bring attention to it, is to try to flip it back on Trump when nobody's believing that. Trump had a handle on it. Remember, he wanted $4 billion to fix the border. And they said, no, we can't do that. It'll break us. And then, of course, they give $114 billion to Ukraine, unchecked dollars, for their border. It's just, it's obscene. And the American public realizes that. And with this president's cognitive state, it just keeps getting worse and worse. And so the election couldn't get here soon enough. And I hope those 20 million so-called conservatives that decided to stay home last time and watch The View for their political views decides to get their butts to the polls this year, because this is what happens when good people don't vote.
Yeah, every vote matters. Absolutely. By the way, at the border, one of the moments everybody was wondering to see, okay, who's going to sadly talk about the brutal murder of the Georgia nursing student, Laken Riley, of course, by a Venezuelan migrant who was in the country illegally, a repeat offender. Trump took direct aim at President Biden for ducking the issue, and I want to show this.
Sir, the charge in the death is an illegal alien migrant who was led into our country and released into our communities by crooked Joe Biden. I spoke to her parents yesterday. They're incredible people. They're devastated. Joe Biden will never say Laken Riley's name, but we will say it and we will remember it. We're not going to forget her.
You know, Congressman, were you astounded that to this point, as of this moment, President Biden still has not said her name? And I believe the reason is he doesn't want to draw attention to what's happening, of course, across our border. That's why he barely ever talks about fentanyl, too. But it is shocking. And I know also even in your home state, a 15-year-old girl was raped by an illegal migrant from Mexico. These cases seem to be happening more and more frequent. We're looking at a list right here. How much do you blame President Biden and his policies?
100%. His people have lied under oath. Laken Riley, innocent little girl, young lady, I guess I should say, died. It's the brutal way that she died, too. Americans need to pay attention to this. Also, there's a young man named Corcoran. I know his family very well. In my district, he died an illegal across the center line, I believe was drunk. Again, these deaths would not be happening. That is exactly why we could not even get a hearing about fentanyl under Nancy Pelosi or Biden, because they would have to admit they got a problem at the border. Look, 100% of this drug is coming over our southern border. That's the numbers I got. That's not my numbers. That's not some made up site on some webpage. That was the numbers I got from the narcotics officers who visited my office 3 weeks ago. 100%. And you know, it's pretty hard to argue with the facts that these people would be alive right now if we had a president like Donald Trump in the White House who had some dadgum guts. This guy is gutless. The people around him are gutless. They're liars. Look, they're anarchists. I can't say this enough. They want to destroy everything we have in our country. They don't like our military. They don't like our flag. They don't like our God. America needs to get ticked off and do something about it. Get to the dadgum polls. Elect a president with some guts, and let's turn this thing around. It's not too late. But I'll tell you what, if we don't get it this time, it's over. It's over. We're staring at the abyss. I'm sitting here in front of 3 rifles that my father, a World War II Marine, took off of dead Japanese soldiers that he had a part in killing. I just think about the sacrifice he made. My uncle, who didn't come home from the Second World War, the sacrifice, and my mama would cry every time they played the national anthem. You know, we are spitting on those people's graves if we do not take full advantage of the sacrifice they made and get our butts to the polls and change this country, because we're going to lose it. We'll lose everything.
Well, I agree. There is nothing more important than securing our homeland, protecting our homeland. We know that we're at the highest threat level since 9/11, if not more, many people say, prior to 9/11. This is an extraordinary time, and people do have to care about our country and get to the voting booth. You're absolutely right. Congressman, thank you very much. We love having you here. Thank you.
Y'all are the best. Keep putting the truth out. Your number, everywhere I go, somebody tells me they've seen me on Newsmax, and y'all are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and I'm
very much.
I'm on bed today.
I love it. Thank you. See, look, we're matching here. Thank you very much, Congressman. So great to have you here always. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.